Next week, we will be packed with great guests as we get ready for Super Bowl 52. The greatest tight end of all time, Jason Witten, will be on the show. Patrick Peterson, Todd Gurley, Keenan Allen, and more. That's next week here on Undisputed.
You couldn't help laughing.
Shannon distracted me. WWE Chairman Vince McMahon made a big announcement yesterday that he is bringing back the XFL. McMahon helped found the league in 2001, but it only lasted one season. It will return in 2020 and have 8 teams. Let's take a listen to him yesterday.
The new XFL will be fan-centric, with all the things you like to see and less of the things you don't. And no doubt, a lot of innovations along the way. We will present a shorter, faster-paced, family-friendly, and easier-to-understand game. Don't get me wrong, it's still football, but it's professional football reimagined.
Will any invite be extended to players like Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow, Colin Kaepernick?
Well, I think this, that one of the things when I said the quality of human being is very important and just as important as the quality of the player, what I mean by that is you want someone who does not have any criminality whatsoever associated with them. And in the XFL, even if you have a DUI, you will not play in the XFL. So that would probably eliminate some of them, not all of them. If Tim Tebow wants to play, he could very well play.
Shannon, will this work?
I don't believe so, because the thing is, Skip, if you go back and you look at the strikes, the NFL, those were scab players, but they had NFL logo on the side of the helmet.
Yep.
So people still believe that those were professionals. And that's the thing. The World League, some of those guys played in the NFL, Skip. Some of those guys that played, and they sent them down to Europe to get more reps than what they got in the regular season. But they wouldn't watch it because it's like, those are not pros. That's not the Patriots. That's not the Cowboys. That's not the Steelers. What he's trying to do, he's trying to find this demo that's out on the NFL because of the anthem protest. Because you remember he said standing for the anthem is a time-honored tradition. So they will stand. He's trying to find that demo.
Or out on the criminal behavior.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's trying to find that group. I think he's going to come to the realization it's smaller than he might think. But he's trying to find that group, pander to them, cater to them, but to say, well, no criminality. So are you saying that no one that works in WWE has ever had a DUI, had any criminality? Is that what you're telling us, Vince McMahon? Because people are going to go digging the ball over. Now, he said he can't play in that league. Now, if you hiring people at your business that has criminality, how hypocritical is that, Skip? That's hypocrisy at its highest. You can't say, well, you can't play in my league, but you can work in my business. You can work in this business with criminal background, but not in this business. But that's, again, he's trying to, the XFL was too gimmicky. Although, some of the, they like the celebration, and the NFL has lacked some of the celebration. And I think the fans like that. Guys come up with, the potato sack race, Skip, and they had to freeze and hide and seek and all that. And I think the fans got into it. But at the end of the day, they want football in its purest. They want to see the best of the best. Now, will he get some guys? Because there are going to be situations that guys that don't make it to the NFL, they still want to play football. I'm sure they're paying money, Skip.
Yep.
Going to be able to pay some bills. Why not? But I just don't think that when you're saying the NFL, because even when guys in basketball, Skip, they go overseas or professional, they don't view Turkey as professional basketball. They don't view Israel as, did you play in the NBA? No, I played overseas. Okay. You played overseas. That's not the NBA. And if you don't play NFL, I don't believe the fans view it the same, and it's going to be hard for them to catch up. Even the USFL had a shelf life, Skip, because they didn't view those guys as equal, even though some of those guys came and were heck of a players.
Oh, now they signed some big names.
Yeah.
Herschel Walker.
Yeah.
By Donald Trump.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Jim Kelly.
Steve Young.
Yep.
Yeah. So they had some stars, right?
Just not, it's like,
Right.
yeah, you got one.
Yeah.
But the NFL got 53.
Well, that's the problem. So, Vince McMahon is one of those guys I don't bet against because he has genius about him, and he's shown you that before. And I do admire the fact that this time he says, no investors, this is my money and my way. And to me, the old XFL, I went to a couple of games at Soldier Field, and I must admit, I did enjoy them. They were fun. Now, would I have kept going? I don't know.
Yeah.
Would it stuck with me? It's hard to say, because it was a little gimmicky. But it was presented as WWE in helmet and shoulder pads, right? It was outlaw image. It was he hate me, Rod Smart. Way to go.
Great name.
It was a great name. and now he wants they love us.
Right.
You know, that's what he wants now. So he's going to flip the script completely. And there was one quote, he said, the start of this league has nothing to do with the NFL's troubles. But then he went on to say, I'm not going to knock those guys, but I am going to learn from their mistakes, as anyone would if they were tasked with reimagining a new football league. Well, clearly he's just saying, protests could have hurt him a little bit. Criminality could hurt a little bit, you know, criminal records.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try. I'm going to go for that opening, right?
Yeah.
And just for the record, as we know, President Trump did criticize the players repeatedly for protesting. And
Vince McMahon, wife, a cabinet member of President Trump,
heads the Small Business Administration in Trump's cabinet, just for the record. So here he goes, and he's going to take 2 years. They tried to throw the old XFL together back in, what was it, 2000-ish or so? Yeah. They tried to throw it together in 1 year, and he learned a lesson. It just takes longer than that to actually put a league together with good players and well-run organizations. So he wants 8 cities. I do like his idea of shorten the games. I don't know if you can get a football game in 2 hours, but you could probably figure it out.
Would you have a running clock?
I don't know.
That's probably the only way, Skip.
Okay.
And the thing is, you remember the NFL was talking about bringing some resemblance of the World League back, so it can train the players and get the players more, because you don't have as much time on the field. So watch. I bet you the NFL come back with a World League or some resemblance of it.
Maybe. Yep, you could be right. So I admire him for the endeavor here, the trying, but in the end, you have to have players to sell the product.
Yes.
You have to have names. I don't follow WWE closely, but you have superstars. You have heroes and villains, and they sell because they're magnetic, right?
Yeah, you get. Every once in a while they'll get John Cena to come back, or they'll get The Rock to come back, and they'll get some of these guys for WrestleMania. But at the scale, the NFL is about teams, about being professional, and people want to see the professional athlete at its highest. And it's like, well, if the guy's that good, why is he in the XFL? Why is he in the NFL? It's just like basketball. Well, if you're as good as you say, why are you overseas playing and not in the NBA? People want to see, I'm a doctor. Okay, then why aren't you? Well, you know, no, they don't know. They want to see professionals and the teams. It's not like college. College. Hey, the NFL, especially NBA, they're really star-driven league. I mean, they'll follow their star. Yeah, they love LeBron, but they followed him when he went to Miami. And he went back. I wish him well. I don't want to see anybody fail. You're going to take that leap of faith and try to get it, but it's hard for me to believe without many, many stars, a league succeeding.
Okay.
And where are you going to put it? Where are you going to put these?
8 cities. He's going to pick 8 cities. I don't know. Good question. But the rules are going to be Vince's rules. If he's signing your paycheck, you cannot use his stage to express your opinions about things outside of football. Right. Right.
Well, but they're not going to have a players association. So you don't have really any bargaining power, because it's basically you sign here.
Well, it's not launching until 2020, so they have a little time to figure all these things out. But sports is the last remaining true live television product. I mean, look, we have Big 3 on our network, so it's not unheard of that new leagues would
and he wants
launch.
to, I think, stream this, on.
What I don't understand about it, though, is the XFL. What was appealing about it was the gimmick nature, the edge of it, the rebel nature of it, and he's pitching it as a more professional NFL.
Yeah, that's what he is. No, I don't know.
And Skip, there was no kickoff. You put the ball in the middle of the field and guys run and try to grab the ball.
Well,
the guy separated his shoulder.
I'm sure they'll change some of the rules to it, but if I'm going to go to the XFL, I want to see.
Gimme.
I want to see the XFL. I don't want to see the NFL. We already have the NFL.
Yeah.
It's
But is there a
confusing.
segment of fandom, NFL fans, who are out on protests and is certainly out on criminality? You know, like,
Well, that's
seems like
the
every other
group he's
day we're
trying to
talking
pander
about
to.
somebody got in trouble with one of the NFL teams. So yeah, he's trying to reach for that audience.
WWE has cleaned up its image a lot when it comes to that as well, because you know they have a lot of kids that
Right.
watch. So
Right.
that I mean, if you look at old clips of stuff that went on with WWE,
Right.
you know, 10, 15 years ago, it's not the same as it
Yes,
is now.
it's-
But it's just it feels like a watered down version of the XFL.
Well, look, President Trump tried to crack the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Now Vince McMahon tried it one time. He's trying to bring it back, trying to get it
do it
again.
again.
Vince has
Yep.
the juice. I
He's
wonder
got
about
the
the brand.
juice.
Will the Cowboys make major changes to the offense next year? We'll discuss that with Eric Dickerson next.